Hi everyone, and welcome to another update on Crow Road, my Glasgow micro layout. In this video, I finally add some steps to provide an entrance to the station, add a few more scenics around it, and try and fail to add some signals. I hope you enjoy it. So in the last video, you'll have seen the small garage that I made, and that's now in place, and I've sort of finished the area around it now by sort of gluing in place the Google Map scenes for the end of the road, and I've also added some woodland scenics foliage to the back scene to sort of blend them together. With that complete, I've also added a retaining wall beside the bridge. I couldn't actually find any images of this part of the station on the internet, and so I've kind of gone with my own imagination and kind of gone for a slightly banked wall. This is covered in the same Ashlar scale scenes prints that I used for the bridge, and I've added a bit of weathering along the base using some Pico coal dust and also some green dust as well to kind of add that sort of mossy effect along the bottom. I then turn my attention to the steps down from the bridge to the platform. You might have seen in the previous videos that the steps I had planned to use. These are from an old Graeme Farish footbridge that I cut to fit and added a few extra steps to kind of make up the height to the bridge. But quite a few people have pointed out that these look quite steep will be quite steep in reality, and maybe too high for one flight of steps, given how high they've got to come down. And on reflection, I kind of agree with them. I didn't fancy making my own. I've tried that in the past, and they just look a bit rubbish. And so I found these ones on eBay. I've got a link in the description as to who I got them from, because I can't remember off the top of my head. When I first got them, they looked massively oversized, and you can see them compared to the old steps that I had planned to use. However, when I compared them to the Bransty steps, which are a ratio kit, they look a lot more to scale. And I think where the feature that has maybe gone wrong with them is that or in my head anyway, was that I sort of assumed that the side barriers were kind of at arm height, and you can see from the little man who's on the steps that they're kind of more at shoulder height. But when you look at some photos of actual railway footbridges, you find that they are actually at shoulder height. So they are. This is kind of correct. But what's missing maybe from the kit is kind of another set of kind of arm rails, sort of halfway down from the top, if that kind of makes sense to people. So what I might do is add my own, either using some brass wire or some thin plastic card. And so after deciding that they were okay, I've given them a paint using acrylic paints of a red and cream to mimic the Strathclyde Passenger Transport carmine and cream livery that was used in sort of the mid-80s till the modern Saltire Blue took over. It's not an exact match, but it's close enough, I think. And now I just need to think about whether to add those handrails or not. I've also had a go at adding some signals to the layout. For these, I thought I'd base them on the signals at Hindland Station, as I did with the track plan. As you can see from the photo, there's just a signal, a single signal, controlling the inner platform access to kind of the track beyond and the passing loop, I think. Although I'm not a signaling expert by any stretch of imagination, my experience of signalling is from Transport Tycoon, so I'm kind of doing this based on that experience. But I thought I'd try and replicate that setup on the layout, and for that I used this signal from Gauge Master. I don't want it to be too far towards the sort of the steps end of the platform, as I wanted the whole train to be visible when it stops on the platform at the signal. But the problem with that is that there isn't a lot of space at the sort of Crow Road end between the two bits of track for the signals to actually fit. And this is probably the best place that I could find to put it as like a compromise between actually getting it between the two bits of track and not having it too far along so that you can't see the full train. But as you can see, the trains actually knock it, so there's not enough space there. So what I think I'm going to need to do is go with a gantry signal instead, I think, to get it to work. And I maybe tweak it so that you've got two sets of signals, one for the passing loop and one for the inner track as well. But I'll see. I've also been making some progress on the far end of the layout. If you recall from previous videos, this is going to be modelled on the actual Crow Road, and so provide the bridge and the scenic divide. So I'm planning on doing is sort of having in the corner will be the older tenement style flats, beside which you've got a park, and on the other side of the road, adjoining the railway, you've got these more modern flats. I measured out the dimensions of the road using Google Maps, and at first it looked quite wide, but checking with a model bus, it's clear that it probably is about right. And Crow Road is quite a wide main road. I've also measured out the flats, and they should fit, although the tenement flats are going to need to be in low relief, I think, to fit. Whereas the modern ones, I should be able to model most of those, I think. On the stock front, before Christmas, Rails of Sheffield were doing their usual advent calendar sales, and one of the ones that caught my eye when it popped up was these exclusive Network Rail auto ballasters. They are used in Scotland. They have been up the West Highland line, so they might well have passed through Crow Road had it existed in modern times. And so I thought I'd treat myself to some as an early Christmas present, and very nice they are too. And also not prototypical for Crow Road era or location, but I also had this Class 28 Kobo arrive from Rapido trains. I know on the it seems like on the internet there have been a lot of reports of issues with these. Seems to be caused largely by poorly fitted pickups, but mine seem to run okay. It's a little bit stuttery, but I can live with it, and I'm happy. I'm happy with it. And that's pretty much where I'm up to. So hope you've enjoyed this latest update on Crow Road. Let me know what you think in the comments section below, and I'll see you all next time.